Hi, I'm Victoria.
I'm Laura.
And I'm Francesca.
And welcome to our Novel Nights premiere. Today we're talking about all things summer. So from books to read, things to do, fun challenges. We have lots of things planned to chat with you. So yeah, stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Francesca.
I'm Victoria.
I'm Laura.
And welcome to Novel Nights. Novel Nights. I'm Victoria from Biblio Lifestyle.
I'm Laura from What to Read Next podcast and blog.
And I'm Francesca from Under the Covers Book Blog.
Yay! So if you missed our live last week, it's just so exciting that we three get to do this live together. If you watch the intro, we got together in Tampa and we had a really fun time. So that's where we got that together clip. But outside of those rare occasions when we get out to meet up in person, we don't like leaving our house. Just fact. So that's why we're doing that live, why we're doing this live. So yeah, ladies, what's been going on?
So I just moved, basically. Like I moved a couple weeks ago. So, and I left my house a couple times, but still living the Novel Night lifestyle. Enjoying the summer and trying not to die in this Florida heat weather.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. For me, I used to love summer, like to be outside all the time. Going to the beach and all this stuff. It's just like, I don't know if it's age or just the weather, but I can't do it. This morning, I think it was like 5:30, I opened the door and I'm like, oh no, we are not doing this right now. So yeah, my summer activities have slightly changed over the years.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you all more. And I moved too. So fun fact, y'all. This was not planned. This was not timed. I mean, I chat to these two daily, so they know the chaos that went into me moving and knowing when I'm going to move and get everything together. But Laura and I literally moved the same day, same weekend, same day, same everything, which is kind of wild. So we're both in this transitional phase together. So we're kind of commiserating over moving. This is our third week since we've both moved. Now, we learned a bit from Francesca because she moved earlier on. So we got lots of moving tips. So if there's anyone watching right now who just recently moved or you're planning to move, replay crew, if you're watching this and you just moved too, I mean, let us just commiserate in everything that's around summer moving. I know it's super popular, especially because you want to get your family settled if you have a family for the school year. Sometimes it's a good time because you have the time off from work. But yeah, we are in the moving struggle. My house is a constant state of moving boxes. I don't know where my books are. And it's just, yeah, it's a mess.
So I don't have a book collection, but you do have a book collection. Tell us how many book boxes you had to pack. Because I am like so grateful because my move was easy. It was like 20 boxes from door to door. And it was just like, I mostly unpacked. I still have like a couple boxes you might see, but it's a bare minimum. But you have book boxes and you had, tell us the number.
63. I actually pulled up my notes. Okay. So I did a video on Instagram. It's on my Instagram Reels. I think I posted it to TikTok too. It's probably on Facebook somewhere, of me showing my book collection. Like, this is what I'm working with. This is what's, in my little room here. and I had to pack. So I literally counted the boxes with everyone. So 63 boxes. I don't have an empty one in here, and I'm not lifting that one. But it's that U-Haul small box. It's 1.5 cubic foot. They have a book box. Mm-hmm. So it's labeled book box. Now, the book box was good for my paperbacks, which tend to be like mostly romance books. So the paperbacks fit brilliantly in there. You can stack a whole bunch in that book box, but the book box is not good for hardbacks. You're just gonna, waste the box. So I'm recommending, if anyone's moving, get the small U-Haul box. It has handles too, and it won't allow you to overpack. So even if you stack it full with hardbacks, like, it will be easy to lift. I mean, I've been lifting and moving boxes around, and the wild part is I purged so many books, and then I had 63. And someone who was on Instagram commented and said, "Oh my gosh, you purged a lot." I am like, yes, I did. And even I had 63 boxes. So I moved. I'm the person with a physical book collection, and Laura moved, and she has her Kindle. So God bless.
I have 3,000 books in my Kindle, or more than that, and I really, it's in my Kindle and my iPad, and it's like,
I have to agree with Laura, because I moved from New York a couple of years ago with my whole book collection, and that was a pain. And then in Florida, where we moved again, and now we moved again. So by this move, where I've had to lug all of these books, I downsized some, but I almost feel like I took pictures of every book, and I almost feel like that's going to be good enough for me. And I could just be like, you know what? Donate everything else, because they cannot move with me one more time.
Yeah, I am so tempted. The publishers don't know my address, and they will not know my address. I'm like, oh, just gonna be digital, everything digital or audio. I'm happy with both medium. They're easy to move, they're easy to consume. I can move anywhere in my breaks. I don't have to think about book collection. And now I realize, I'm like, no, I can use the library. If I need to show books that I buy, I can just borrow from the library. And the Florida libraries, might be Florida unique, they mail you the books when they're ready from hold. Like, so you don't even need to go to pick up your library books. They will come to your mail. You'll get book mail.
Listen, I love that with the library system here. So here's the thing I gathered from both of y'all. Y'all have moved with books before. Mm-hmm. This is my first move with books. So it's kind of like I'm learning my lesson right now. And it is just like, oh my gosh, do not recommend. Like, if you're going to keep a physical book collection and you're moving a lot, I mean, I'm sending all the positive energies your way. This was my first time doing it, because here's the thing. I went away for school. So naturally, you just keep a small amount of stuff, and I go home every holiday. So I drop it off at my parents' house, right? Then when I even went to uni, and you're living on your own, I send every holiday, like, I'm back home. So it's like I dump my books there, my parents' house was a dumping ground for all the books. And then when I became an adult and a working adult and moving around, I did the same thing. I just sent everything to my parents' house. So this is like the first time, and I know it sounds awful, because I'm like, man, I'm kind of up there in age. This is the first time, like, I'm retaining things for myself. Like, my parents still have everything for me and the boys. It's just, it's wild. So anyway, this is my first time moving with books. I will say it went well, just because I did not know when I was going to move, and my husband was just like, pack the things, even though we don't have a date yet. And so I started packing in advance. And that's one thing, the one piece of advice I would give, because when you get down to that pressure moment, you're just going to start chucking things in boxes. Your brain isn't working to be able to decipher, I'm keeping this, I'm getting rid of this. And like, I'm here and I'm already like going through some boxes. I've received some new boxes, and I already have a box ready to go for donation already. And I have some I'm going to give away, but I've learned a lot. So again, if anyone's watching and you recently moved, or even if you haven't recently moved, but you've moved with books, I want to hear about it. Replay crew, if you're watching, tell us about it. We want to hear about you're moving with book struggle. Are you like me, where you're lugging a whole bunch of boxes, or are you like Laura, who is Kindle Queen, or Francesca, who's perfectly in between? Oh my gosh, we want to hear from you. But we're also here to chat about other things. Summary, what do you all want to talk about now?
What should we do this summer?
Yeah, I mean,
summer tips, summer ideas.
Yeah, let's do summer ideas. So, fun fact, I was watching the evening news before I hopped on here, and I discovered this very fun thing. So, if anyone is in the South Florida area, right, and you can get to Jupiter, I just saw on the news that they are having Shakespeare by the Sea. So I said to myself, I was like, oh my God, they have like community theatre. It's like an equivalent of community theatre, because I am used to community, theatre in other places I've lived. I've never been to anything like that here in Florida. Like I've been to like proper theatre, like you watch, a play or something like that. But no, this is like community theatre. So it's called Shakespeare by the Sea. What did they say they were going to do? I forgot the play that they're going to do, but it starts today, the 11th, and it goes through to the 20-something. Oh, here it is, July 11th and 14th, 18th and 21st. So yeah, it's 11th through to the 21st, recurring daily, and they are doing King Lear. So I was like, I think maybe, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, because it starts at 8 p.m. And usually I want to be in my bed. Again, I don't like leaving my house. But I want to encourage folks, so you can come back and tell us here on the live. If you have community theatre near you, that would be really fun, especially if they're doing some play. But yeah, I discovered Shakespeare by the Sea. But outside of that, if you're looking for ideas of things to do, I have a list of 7 things you can do this summer in the summer reading guide. So I put out a summer reading guide every year since 2020. I put out a seasonal guide, just period. So fall's coming, there's going to be a fall guide. Winter, there's going to be a winter guide, and so on. So call me your reading guide girl. So if you haven't already, you can download a copy of the guide by visiting thesummerreadingguide.com, or just go straight to bibliolifestyle.com. But we have some ideas here. So Laura, anything pique your interest from this list? Francesca, anything look exciting? I know we don't like to leave our house, but I'm just saying.
So one thing I'm doing is digital detox. I really need to get rid of the doom scrolling, at least as much as possible. So limiting my time. So I found that reading or like trying different things, like watching TV, sitting still, and like watching TV without your mini screen is a big one. But the biggest thing I just talked to this about in therapy is I'm going to go to the pool, because I have access to a pool and I have not done that in the past few years. So I'm doing like, just spend some time reading my Kindle by the pool and just enjoying it.
Love that. Digital detox is the same for me. Like I've been trying to do the weekend kind of thing where I look at my phone barely, like only if there's absolute need for it. So for sure that.
Yeah.
Everything else is indoor activities for me. It's too hard.
Well, do board games. Do board games with your family. You get to stay, kind of indoors if that's what you want to do. There are lots of things that you can do. I even have a full list on my blog, like 50 something that you can do. You can do it solo, because sometimes you really just don't want people around. There's some things you can do with your family. There's some things that you can do with friends. So this is just a snippet. Again, this is from the summer reading guide, things you can do. But I'll include a link in the video description, so you can just kind of click through for that replay crew. Otherwise, bibliolifestyle.com, I have a whole summer section there with all the things. Or you just download the guide, because it has a link to everything. So yeah, download the guide if you haven't already. Another thing I think about when it comes to like summer and seasons is like seasonal living. Do you all practice seasonal living, or am I the only odd one? Like who tries to embrace the season? I know it's tough because we're in Florida, but Do you do anything at all seasonally?
I aspire to, but in reality is I'm a one season person. I grew up in the Caribbean. So like preface, I spent my first 18 years in the summer all year round. And so when I moved up north, I moved to Syracuse and then New York. And so I still experienced two seasons at the time, winter and summer. And then I experienced some four seasons. And so it never felt part of it. So I am pretty much season all season round. It's just what changes if I'm up north is what I wear. But I still drink iced coffee all year round, no matter how cold it is. And that happened in Chicago. I was living in like negative something, negative 30. And I was like, oh, my iced coffee is all year round. So I'm meant to be a summer girl. I was born a summer girl. I will just be a summer girl.
I'm
So
never leaving you alone.
I have the same thing. I grew up and it was just summer. Like the only season we had is it's rainy season, so it's really hot and humid, or just hot and cold. That's it.
Yeah.
So like moving to New York for me was also my first experience of seasons, which I do love fall. It is my favorite season. I'm not like once I discovered fall, I'm like, oh, this is nice. Such a nice change. But I try to do small things. So like maybe I'll change some candle scents or things like that. I used to be the type of person that like would change a little bit of the decor, like the pillowcases or things like that. I don't have time for that anymore. So I don't do it. But in difference to Laura, I'm a hot coffee kind of person. So I will drink coffee all year round, even when it's disgustingly hot outside.
That's my parents. My parents only drink hot coffee and they don't understand my affinity for iced coffee.
I can't do it. I just can't do it. It can be like 120 degrees outside and I will be drinking a hot coffee.
Yeah.
It's fine.
To this day, see, this is where Francesca and I get on. To this day, I refuse to drink iced tea, iced coffee. Like it just, no, not true. I'll have a bit of iced tea. I refuse to have iced coffee.
Right.
Right. Because I remember like moving and, you know, when you go out to eat and they're like, oh, what would you like to drink? And, you know, you're kind of looking on it and I'm like, well, I don't want anything fizzy. I don't want like, you know, fizzy sodas on. And I just kind of found options that are just not fizzy. And then everyone's like, sweet tea on sweet tea. And I'm like, what is this? And it took a really long time for me to get into it. I can have the unsweet tea just, you know, but I don't like it. It's just kind of what I have at, you know, restaurants. I would never make that at home. That's like blasphemy. So it could be 100 degrees outside. I am steeping my tea inside. I'm having hot coffee. I can't do it. It's so wrong. Like to me, tea and coffee is supposed to be hot always.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of getting into the sweet tea thing. But folks, chime in the comments, okay?
Controversial topics.
Iced coffee.
Yes. I mean, these are the important things in life, you know? Are we doing hot tea or iced tea? Hot coffee or iced coffee? I was going to say cold coffee. No, the only thing for me is water. Like I always will have my water and just, Mm-hmm. Hydrate. Kelly, if you're watching, Kelly's always reminding us, hydrate. So I'm always hydrating. I always love summers, but fall is my favorite season. I think when it comes to like seasonal living, I do switch up my wardrobe. So I'll wear light, bright during the summer. I make an effort, and then I go really dark. Like I'm a dark girl. I love black. But I remember my husband he's like, what is with you? And like these super dark colors. And then you come to Florida and like, whoa, okay, yeah, you need to kind of adapt or else you're going to die out here in the heat. So I make an effort with my wardrobe. I also make an effort with my food. For example, Laura calls me her Publix influencer. So Publix is a big supermarket chain here in South Florida. And I'm the friend who's like, this is on sale. Let's get this. This is what we're eating this week. It's worth ordering stuff at Publix right now. Yeah, I'm that girl. So for example, strawberries are just crazy sale. I feel like they're giving them away. It was like buy one get one free, but then they even marked down the buy one price. So it's like, you know, it's just like I got 4 for like less than $10, which is unheard of in Publix. So for example, I've been doing a whole bunch of things with strawberries. So I actually have a recipe in not the newsletter, in the summer reading guide that I've been making multiple times. So I've been making the strawberries, it's arugula, and it's Parmesan with a balsamic glaze. So good. It's simple. It's 3 things. So arugula gives you like that peppery taste. The strawberries, you just rough chop them. You throw some shaved Parmesan, which I get at Publix. That was on sale too. I'm not joking. So I still have leftovers. And you just kind of toss it and you just put a balsamic glaze, not balsamic vinegar. You make the glaze. And yeah, that's an easy salad. Yesterday, I put 1 cup of, like, I'm writing these things down, so you'll see it in another reading guide, probably next year. But I made a strawberry chia pudding because someone mentioned they made chia pudding when I did a breakfast post on Instagram. And I was like, oh yeah, I should use like strawberries in mine. So I put 1 cup of milk. I use oat milk, but I also tried it with almond milk. It works too. 1 scoop of yogurt. I use Chobani plain yogurt. So 1 cup of that, 1 of that, like a dash of vanilla, a dash of cinnamon, probably about like a 1/4 cup maple syrup or honey. And then I put 1 whole crate, you know, the container of strawberries. I just rough chop them, put them in the blender, blended all of that, and then put 1/2 cup of chia seeds in there. And now I have like strawberry chia pudding, and it is just good by itself. Now I top it with other, you know, like berries and stuff. But long story short is I eat things that are on sale. So that's how I do seasonal food and part of, you know, seasonal living overall. And if you're interested, here are 3 things that can help you practice seasonal living. So my thing is do the seasonal things depending on where you're living. Go outside, connect with nature in whatever way works for you. You can also kind of declutter, you know, simplify your life a bit. I always find that very helpful. And yeah, just embrace the season in general and accept it for what it is. I think it's a great way to add variety to your life, especially when you don't like leaving your house like me. Okay. When your days are kind of the same, when you do stuff differently that are for the season, it kind of just adds variety. But yeah, that's how I feel. What do y'all think?
I agree. I wish I would do it more, but I definitely, the seasonal food, I definitely incorporate that for sure. Like I look at what is grown this season, and I'll try to incorporate those more into what I'm eating. So stuff like that. And also going back to the strawberries, it's funny. I also have a recipe for a strawberry kind of snack on the 2024 reading guide post on the blog, which is strawberries and cream tea sandwiches.
Woo,
So it's a strawberry theme.
I like that. I don't know, something about strawberries and arugula for me work. Okay, for my English friends, if you're listening, rocket, same thing. But yeah, I've adapted arugula. But yeah, so good. I enjoy it. I don't know. It's good.
Right.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
But what are you all reading for summer? Like what books are on your radar for summer? I know I've said it like a million times. I do a summer reading guide. This is the cover, y'all. If you haven't downloaded it already, what are you doing with your life? I'm kidding. But download a copy of the guide. I love the cover. The vibes I was creating was lake house, like reading retreat, because that's kind of what I envision one day. We all just gather, we pile up in a house. There's water, there's a boardwalk, and everybody can just kind of go off and do their thing. And then we can congregate around food and talk about what we're reading. I used to do that with my friends when I was in the UK because it was just easy for us to just hop on a train and go somewhere. Sometimes we went on a plane when we got cheap tickets. But yeah, so I recommended a bunch of books in the summer reading guide. Let me show you all what the table of contents looks like. There you go. There are books in literary fiction, historical fiction, family and friendship, nonfiction. I see the salad, strawberry arugula salad, it's there. Mysteries and thrillers, science fiction, fantasy, romance, cozy mysteries, and a whole bunch of other little just reading and lifestyle tips in between. But I want to hear from Laura. What are you reading? What is top on your summer list?
So I've been reading a lot of summer romance, a lot of big blockbuster romances that are coming up. So I finished The Game Changer by Lana Ferguson, which is a hockey romance. We got a couple hockey romances that came up. We got Collide by Bal Cabri. That was a great one. I've been reading, obviously, the Emily Henrys, the Christina Lawrence, the Annabeth Monaghan. Those are excellent books to pick up. If you're looking for something full-size, something fun, a lot of rom-coms. It's been like the big part of it.
What about you, Francesca?
So I've also been reading a little bit. I haven't gone deep into summer reading just yet, like just started probably this past month. But I've read a couple really good ones that I would recommend, like The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. I just finished that and it was really like perfect kind of summer read. Never Do Well by Alexandra Vasti. That's a historical romance, and I think it's also perfect for the season because it's a historical rom-com, super fun and quirky. And also it's a little bit different because the hero is from Louisiana, but he inherits a title. He's a duke now, so he's like out of his element. So it was really fun. So kind of like really fun things. I am looking forward to reading a little bit more of paranormal rom-coms because I also like to have my variety of genres. Like I can't just stick with contemporary rom-coms in the summer. So I am looking forward to reading Big Witch Energy by Molly Harper, which is coming out soon. So that's probably one that I'm looking forward to the most. Also for historicals, I'm looking forward to Hot Earl Summer by Erica Ridley and You're the Problem, It's You by Emma R. Alban. That's also a historical romance. So I'm kind of looking at the non-contemporary rom-coms, but as far as other ones that I've read and recommend, probably also cozy mysteries. I've really been into cozy mysteries, and I've read a couple that are not new books, but I really recommend that you pick them up. And the first one is the Riley Thorne series. So The Dead Body Next Door, it's the first one by Lucy Score. That was really fun. Little bit slight element of paranormal. And also Dead to Rights by Jasmine Webb. That is more of a straight cozy mystery series and nothing really paranormal about it. Not really a ton of romance in it either, but it was just a lot of fun. And it's very millennial cozy vibes, which I really appreciated.
I love millennial cozies. Those are my favorite.
Yes, I love those too. Also, Fran, you have like an insider thing. Like, tell us about it.
Yeah, so we just released our Summer July Insider on the blog, and you can download it at underthecoversinsider.com. And we do have like book recommendations for books that have come out June, July, and will come out in August. And also some armchair travel books, which are perfect for the season as well. And what else? There's a summer bucket list of things that you can do as well, and some cocktail recipes. Also, going backlist, I have some book and drink pairings in there for summer read recommendations. So it's very summer themed. And the cocktail recipe that you're going to find on there is a bookish theme, Ice Planet Barbarians inspired cocktail.
Very exciting.
It is very exciting. And I mean, the cover is stunning. Clearly, we're thinking water vibes.
Yes, always water vibes.
Always water vibes. It is so, so cool. So when y'all mentioned cozy, it kind of got me thinking because I just recommended this cozy mystery series. So if you'll watch my recent YouTube video, you're hearing it for the second time. Let me see. I have books all over on the floor, like I told you. It's a mad place. So this cozy series that I just recommended on the channel are the Nona Maria series. Like, I love these. These are so, so, so good. And I think they're good for summer because you get the armchair travel happening in this one. So this one, the first one is Nona Maria and the Case of the Missing Bride. So that's book 1. This is book 2, Nona Maria and the Stolen Necklace. And then the third one is Nona Maria and The Case of the Lost Treasure. Yeah, stunning covers, obviously. But I think like this gives a perfect summer cozy vibes because it's a cozy mystery. Nona, it's a grandmother and older lady, but she's so much fun. She's so cool. She's quirky, quirky. People in her community look up to her and they come to her for advice and help and all the things. And of course, it's a cozy mystery. So she's going to be helping to solve mysteries and problems. I love that the books are set in Italy. And I've spent more summers in Italy and just time in Italy than anywhere else. Well, no, Jamaica probably is a close second. They're probably tied. And I visited my grandmother in Jamaica, but I spent a lot of time in Italy. And this is about an Italian grandmother. So I love the summer vibes the book gives. It's set in Ischia. I know people, especially like Brits, they've visited Ischia like very often. I don't know if it's like a super popular American destination, but I know lots of people go to like Naples. So it's off the coast of Naples. So it's like you have to get on a boat to kind of get across. It's probably like 20 something miles or whatever, by water. But anyways, it is beautiful. It's stunning. So you get like the armchair travel going to Italy. You get to learn like Italian folklore. And yeah, the folklore, the mythology, then real life stuff, and then the mystery. And like I said, the grandmother is so lovable. The first one is The Case of the Missing Bride. So that's the one where Nona Maria knows this girl and like there's something dodgy with her fiance. So they're trying to solve that. I think there's a drowning in that one too, that the Carabinieri guy who's in charge is trying to solve it. The second one is a stolen necklace. So a wealthy woman, her necklace is stolen, but I think it's Nona Maria's granddaughter who was accused, or some relative of hers was accused of stealing it. So obviously she's invested in clearing her name, and then something else goes wrong in that one. But this is the most recent one, Nona Maria and the Case of the Lost Treasure. I recommended this one in the summer guide. So in that one, I felt like the culture was heavy in that one and the folklore, because they have like caves and, they're trying to find hidden treasure. And then there's another mystery happening in there as well. I think that's the one with the assassin. Yeah, like there's this hitman who's out for revenge and they're trying to kind of prevent it. But anyway, it's cozy. You get the travel. The community is lovable. Just everything you expect in a cozy mystery you're going to get. But then you get the Italy and the armchair travel and then just the history and just all the good vibes. So I love Nona Maria. And I've just been like, telling everybody to read it because I really want him to write more books. Like, I love it so much. I'm like,
So I do have a recommendation after you're done with the 3 Nona Marias, because what else can you read? Every time you go on vacation, everyone dies or someone dies, I think it is. By Catherine Mack, who is actually Catherine McKenzie and Katie something. So she has written a rom-com, but she also writes thrillers. So this is her cozy mystery. It's set in Italy. It's an author who is trying to kill her ex-husband, and situations happens, and there's dead bodies, and they're just traveling around Italy with a tour, an author tour going on, and there's like a stalker, and there's like all this situation. It's delightful. I listened to it on audio. It's a great audio to listen to. It takes you to Italy. It's just like this great armchair. I'm trying to kill my ex-husband because he's earning royalties for things he didn't do.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I just found it because I've never read that one.
Yeah,
but it sounds good. Every time I go on vacation, someone dies. Lord.
So I want her to write more books with this author. Like I wanted like more of those books, but like it's delightful and it's Italy, so you're still armchair traveling.
Yeah. I love those books where you get armchair traveling. And speaking of armchair traveling, this book gave me the most armchair travel. And it's The Unwedding by Ali Condi. So I think Reese Witherspoon picked it up, didn't she? Yeah, but I picked it first, okay? My guide came out in May. My guide came out early May. I picked it first. Anyway, this takes you to Big Sur, so California. Mm-hmm. And I loved just like it's a thriller, y'all, just in case. You all don't know. So it's a woman. She was recently divorced. She was supposed to go to this very luxurious resort with her husband, but of course they're divorced. So she goes there alone and she's like, I'm still celebrating this anniversary anyway. She wasn't like all that positive and hyped about it, but she gets there, she makes friends. But what I love is just feeling like I'm going on vacation in a book, and I felt like I was going there. This legit gave. Did y'all watch White Lotus? Because I did, and it was so good.
I know you were watching it and you were like obsessed with it, and I've yet to watch it. But maybe this is a show that I should watch this summer. Maybe I commit myself that this is summer after Love Island is over next week, July 21st. Then I'm gonna go White Lotus. Then I'm gonna go to Thailand. Wait, no, where's the first one? Is it Hawaii?
Hawaii,
and then Sicily, and then Thailand
Sicily,
is the third season. Third season is Thailand. They're filming, or they're already filmed.
Right. So watch it now so you can get caught up. But if you like the White Lotus people, you're gonna love this one, because that's kind of like the vibe I was getting. You know, like very posh and just luxurious and escapist, and I needed that. With everything going on, and that was just a perfect read for me at the perfect time, and I just thought it was brilliant. So if you love White Lotus, you'll love this one. So while she's there, I think a wedding occurred, and the groom shows up dead the next day, and then someone else shows up dead, and then they have a storm coming, so they're kind of going to be stuck there and kind of cut off. So it creates that locked room mystery element as well, and I really like that. So if you're looking like for the armchair traveling and just like really transportive vibe, I recommend this one, because I've never been to Big Sur. I want to go. I actually wanted, like, it was a bucket list of mine to do the Pacific Coast Highway, like the whole way. And I was going to do it, and I got chicken shit, man, because I was just like, I wasn't comfortable. I wasn't comfortable at the time because I was visiting. Like, I wasn't living in America then, and I didn't feel comfortable doing like that long drive. And I think, I'm trying to remember, it was like in May, I think I was there, and it was still kind of foggy. So, like the road conditions, it wasn't it. So I didn't do it, but it's a bucket list of mine. So then to kind of read a book about it, like, set in that locale, I'm like, oh my God, yes. Let me just like win the lottery or something, and then go stay at some fancy resort there. I can just like enjoy and maybe read and lounge.
Maybe we'll host a read a retreat in Big Sur,
amazing.
Listen, see, that's the thing. Like, if you want to get me to go to a bookish event, that's where I want to go. Like, I want low-key, chill. Like, look, I spent my entire 20s, especially my 20s, part of my 30s, but most of my 20s in lines. I don't want to be in lines. I don't want to be waiting. Like, I don't want to be doing any of that, y'all. I just want to show up, and they're like, welcome, and you get your welcome drink, not this, but like an actual welcome drink, and I'm like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Just take me to my room and give me a nice view and give me like a lounger. Oh my gosh, you almost think I'm mental, but I just want relaxed, y'all. So let us know in the comments what is relaxing to you. Like, when you think armchair traveling, what kind of destination do you want? Do you want like the luxurious route? Do you want adventure? Like, do you want to be that person doing things? What do you want to do? Let us know in the comments. You'll probably think like I'm bonkers. But anyway, we'd love to hear from you. Replay crew, let us know in the comments too. And if you're watching us live, we want to hear from you too. But yeah, those are the vibes I want. Yeah, in like a book, especially like summer armchair traveling, escapist kind of vibes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same for me. And actually, I may also join you, Laura, and watch White Lotus.
Yes, that's
right.
right.
After I finish, I'm going to dive into the season of The Circle. And then after I go into that. So.
It is so good. And what's her name? The lady, she was acting like super bougie, and she was in Legally Blonde.
Jennifer Coolidge. Oh my God, I love her. She's Stifler's mom. So we got to know. Stifler's mom. It's 25 years since that movie, which is gonna sigh because I was.
Oh my God! Stop it!
Oh my gosh! Honestly, I remember her most as Legally Blonde lady, like the nail lady. Yeah, I
Double
just
tap.
yes, she did that too. Oh my gosh, she busted the guy's nose. Oh my gosh, but yeah, she is brilliant in The White Lotus. Like, I loved her. Honestly, look, she's an actress, so it's like I have a love-hate relationship. My gut reaction was gonna say, I want to see her on Housewives, but I'm like, no.
I think she tried. I think there's like a tagline. You should look for her. She did her housewife tagline. So she does have like she does partake in the housewife. And there's Beverly Hills. So one can agree. If Lisa Marino was a housewife, Jennifer Coolidge should be a housewife.
True. I think Beverly Hills would be that franchise because, to be honest, it's so close to like Hollywood, like the proximity.
Yeah.
So that would be very likely. I don't see it on any other franchise, but I think Beverly Hills is right. But while y'all are watching White Lotus, you know what I'm going to be watching? Okay. This book, A Talent for Murder by Peter Swanson, is based, no, I shouldn't say based, wrong use of words, is inspired by, can you all guess, A Talent for Murder? What does the title sound like?
Only murders in the building? I don't know. I don't watch that much TV. So
No, it's not a TV thing. Okay, so there's this classic mystery and thriller, backtrack. There's this classic psychological thriller, like old school classic thriller. Okay, let me give you a hint. Patricia Highsmith. What Patricia Highsmith book is like super popular? Like, I'm gonna smack you all. I know you're the romance people. I get it. Hello, anyone watching? Y'all leave me a comment. Come save me. Come save me from these two. A Talent for Murder. Like, what does that sound like? Patricia Highsmith is the clue. It's the clue. Patricia Highsmith. Someone come save me in the comments, man. Okay.
just tell us.
Mr. Ripley, y'all. The talented Mr. Ripley.
Oh, you're
Yeah. Okay.
Patricia Highsmith. That was the tell. So I was like, oh my gosh.
You should just say Matt Damon and Jude Law, and then I'll be like, oh, I know that.
You need different keywords, okay?
See, I wasn't like a TV gal. Look, I wasn't a TV gal. I was not like a book to screen adaptation kind of person. I just would never watch it. I don't know. Like, there's certain things I will watch, but I'm changing my ways. Okay. In the same way, I never used to read romance once upon a time. Yes, I'm admitting it here. I never used to, but I am now, and I'm enjoying it. But A Talent for Murder by Peter Swanson. I actually chatted with him, and I don't know when I'm going to release that episode, but the episode is coming one day. But I realized like he loves all those classic like mystery authors the way I do, and not just mystery, like suspense and stuff like that. But the reason I bring it up is because, like I said, normally I don't gravitate to book to screen adaptations, but that will be changing because I am going to go down that rabbit hole. I'll probably come back and report to you all and share some live here. But I'm going to watch The Talented Mr. Ripley. It's made into a series. So while you're all watching White Lotus, I'm going to watch The Talented Mr. Ripley and see how I feel. Now, I watched the movie. I don't remember who directed that movie, but I watched the movie. I thought it was really well done. I don't remember how old that movie was. I'll probably have to Google that.
It's in the 20s. It's in the 90s, early 90s, early odds. Like,
was that it?
Yeah, late 90s, early odds. It's Matt Damon. It's probably early odds because it's Matt Damon, young Matt Damon. It's
1999.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, that was a while.
I'm telling you, the golden era of movies was 1999. We had the best of time.
We thought. Tell the truth.
They fed us so well. Yeah. Like every weekend was like another great hit, like another hit, and then it's just the drop.
Also with music.
Too. TRL, like I still feel I wanted to move to New York. My parents did not allow me to move to New York City because I wanted to be in TRL's audience in Times Square, which I would never go. After living here for 20 years, would not go. But I wanted to be in Times Square.
It's so funny. What was the name of that guy who was the host of it, like that was not a show. I remember.
He's on his Today Show, so he graduated to the Today Show.
Okay, do you want me to tell you how I know who Carson Daly is? Because I never watched that show. There was this movie, Josie and the Pussycats, I think it was.
Yes.
Yes.
I think there was like a Carson Daly. So I got that. Now I'm really showing my age.
He was dating Tara Reid. It was when Tara Reid was famous, and so he was dating Tara Reid at the time. It was like
that was it.
background. That was the whole background for it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, I love my gossip, and I love my celebrity gossip from as early as the 90s. So, like, give you a historian of like MTV, the rise of MTV, the fall of MTV, the rise of VH1, the fall of VH1, the rise of Bravo, and all the celebrity adjacent that's happened in celebrity culture, paparazzis, and all the great odds.
So I just Googled it. That came out in 2001 because I was just going to say, we all thought the world was going to die. So they gave us a bunch of stuff. And then when we realized that, you know, we're not going to die and the world's not going to end. If you're old enough, if you're watching and you're old enough, you probably remember everyone going mental about 2000. First, it was the computers. Then the world was going to end. And it was just a whole bunch. So we got a whole bunch of stuff. We're probably going to die. And then we got a whole bunch of stuff after because we survived. That's how I view it. That's how I view that time, quite honestly. But I remember getting this. I don't even think this was like DVD. No, this was like a cassette. And I watched it and it was so funny. It was like a satire of the music industry. And I remember like there was a whole TRL set and Carson Daly. And that's how I had that reference because my dad's sister lived in New York at the time. And she would bring cassettes, DVDs, the VHS, not cassettes, you know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, it was just so funny. God. But yeah, that was a time.
It was a time to be alive.
So you're on assignment. White Lotus, I'm going to watch The Talented Mr. Ripley. But that's basically what A Talent for Murder is like a take on. It's basically a woman who got married to a man. She's a librarian. And then her husband is a traveling salesman. He's a person who travels for work because he goes to all these conferences. And it just so happens that quite a few of the cities that he visits, someone dies. Like there's a murder that occurs. And then she calls her friend who's a bit dodgy. And she was in like, I think, two previous Peter Swanson books. And she is following him to kind of see, okay, like what is he up to when he goes to these conferences? And when he's there, they realize she's not the only one following him. Like some other people are tailing him for some other reasons. And of course it's a thriller. So it's one of those, who the F did I marry? Yes, it's coming back to that. It's one of those, you don't know who your husband really is kind of vibes. And that's kind of the premise. But it's kind of inspired by Ripley in a way. So you're going to kind of like see those nods. Because if you think back to like Ripley, he was pretending to be someone. He was pretending to be Dickie Greenleaf. That was his name, yeah. And Dickie's girlfriend at the time suspected him, and everybody else like fell under his spell, which was just kind of like so weird. Because even like the guy's father, it's just so crazy. He just, you know, he went along with whatever. It was just a mess. It really was just a mess. And that one's set in Italy too. There we go.
Girls, we need to go to Italy. That's where we need to go.
Girls trip
to Italy, you know.
Girls trip, reading retreat.
Yeah, reading retreat, just doing, you know.
I could get the apartment. I said we did this home swap with this family for years. It's in Padua, y'all. If anyone goes to Venice, which by the way, I do think people should go to Venice because I don't know how much longer that place is going to be around. Like I'm actually nervous for that place. But anyways, a really nice place just outside of that. Probably, I would say by car, how long would it take us? Like 40 minutes thereabouts. But Padua, beautiful place. I like it. And I love just like their equivalent of like a downtown and the farmers markets and just the shops. I love it there. Like we hardly ate out when we were there. We just go to the market and buy a bunch of things and come home and like bloop bloop and food. I swear it was just so
nice.
Yeah, I love Padua. It's just, I spent most of my time there, so naturally, I'm going to love it.
There we go.
Yeah. But anywho, we have some exciting things coming up. I'm not going to wait till the end to tell y'all. So here's some sessions, live shows that we have coming up. So next week, we're doing summer tropes. So we're still in our summer vibe. We are riding summer out for the rest of July, needless to say. And then things will shift once we get into August. But next week, we're doing summer tropes. The following week, we're focusing heavily on those rom-coms. So if you've read some rom-coms, come on, summer rom-coms, come, tell us about it. We want to hear from you. Of course, you can leave them in the comments if you can't make it. But we want to hear about the summer rom-coms you're reading. And then August 1st, we're going to talk about some bookish tea, just because there's lots of tea. Okay, gossip. There's never a shortage of gossip in the book.
No.
No, there isn't. And I love it. Every single minute of it.
The drama never ends.
Oh my gosh. Did y'all see like this TikTok where this person was doing like was it TikTok or was it Instagram where they were like my top responses to
Yes, I sent it to you. I sent that TikTok to you, the top 10 responses. And then the 10 was like, I already knew this. And I was like, oh no, if you knew this, you should have told me that. I think I'm that person, but I'm well versed in gossip and I'm usually the curator of the group of getting it. But my favorite response is like, tell me more. Or let's
Tell me
take
more.
time and talk about it. Give me all the tea. Set the scene. Tell me all about it. Let me know your investigation. Because I will conduct an investigation. If someone is breaking up, I'm like, I already know the whole breakup. I already knew the situation. It's just a love language.
And gossip is always afoot, but no, for real, like, tell me all about it. What was the other one that he said? Oh, wait, what happened?
What happened?
Spill. Or one was just spill, like all caps. You know that friend? Ooh, he also said, like, you have the other friend, like, you check your phone and like, oh, you have gossip, immediate FaceTime. Yes.
Yes. All the those are the correct responses. Correct response, like, I want to know more. Tell me all about it. FaceTime, set the scene, send me a voice note. Let's have a kiki. Let's have a podcast.
Receipts, proof, timelines, screenshot.
Everything.
I'm dead. No, we're having too much fun and we haven't even gotten there.
No. I want to give you a preface, and I'm official Threads correspondent, so I do now scour Threads for the gossip, the latest gossip. So
we should see if Kelly is available or TikTok correspondent.
Yeah, we're TikTok correspondent. We have different correspondents who can
gather all the tea.
Because no one person can do it. So it's like you need a gossip correspondent on each platform, right? So you're focused. So then you come back to the group chat and you're like, oh my God, did you see this? Screenshot, recording, receipt. Oh my gosh. If y'all don't know that receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, everything, that's from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
It is the greatest season finale ever made, and the cinematography, the whole thing. It's I would say you should just watch it just for the experience, like the whole experience of the talking in the beach and the wind blowing and everyone's hurting me, and then coming confrontation in the dinner party. It's just excellent reality TV show.
That finale was reality TV gold, and then this is how you know we're in real trouble. The world is in real trouble. That receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots. Obviously, people made memes and it went around the internet and it was like this really big thing. But it actually made it to Congress, the United States Congress. It made it like it is in the record. What do you call that? Library of Congress? Yes, it is in the record somewhere, wherever they keep the records. Okay. This played out on C-SPAN, where a representative, whose name I cannot remember, and to be quite honest, this is how you know we're in trouble. But also, it's just a reminder that, you know what, these people have lives too.
They're just like us. They're running the country. They're just like us watching Bravo.
It's like they should be above us. Let's be real, but they're just like us. Dude is like receipts, proof, timelines, screenshots. Like we need all these things, and I'm like, oh my god, Dad, you watch the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, sir? At least your intern or somebody who works for you. And I'm like, oh. Now if it's an intern.
No, he admitted that he watched. He admitted that he actually watched.
Oh, he admitted he watched.
He's from California, so it's all good.
That explains a lot. Okay, that explains a lot. But yeah, so that's where that came from. But anyway, so needless to say, we're going to have some bookish tea to talk about August 1st. So we hope to see you there. And again, next week, let's talk about tropes. The following week, we're doing some rom-coms. And then we'll share more from our calendar because we have a calendar, y'all. We have a calendar planned. So we have
whole year.
For the whole year, which is wild. We have a whole year planned.
We're doing this. We're committed to this.
We're committed. So we hope that you all show up like every Thursday so we can talk. And, you know, we love that people watching the bushes, but we want to hear from you too, okay? So just, you know, just kind of come in. Like the water's fine. You know how they say, come on in, the water's fine. We're cool people. We don't bite. We don't take life too seriously. But we do not. But but we have some great recommendations coming your way. But I also, because we're still on the summer, it's not too late to join Romanceopoly. Francesca, tell us about Romanceopoly. Yeah. I really want to get people onto this.
So Romanceopoly is actually a year-long challenge. There are some challenges on there that you can pick up things that are summer themed. And you can certainly, technically you would either roll dice and like kind of go around the board, but you can certainly choose to do the summary kind of things in the summer. But yeah, it's just every spot on the board has a different prompt, or if you don't want to make it as complicated as that, there is just a general genre that's assigned to it. And you don't have to complete the whole board. There are ways where you could just, for example, do one for each of the colors. That's why they're color coded. So if you don't want to read a ton of books, there are ways for you to read a little bit less. So it varies on your commitment. Like I said, it is a year-long challenge. We are halfway through the year. So if you don't want too much pressure, you can certainly do less books. But yeah, there's just a ton of fun stuff there. Prompts for pretty much everything. The goal with this challenge that we've always had, we've been running Romanceopoly for, I think, 4 years now. But before that, actually had a different name. It didn't have a board, but it was still the same concept. It was just prompts that would make you read around different genres, subgenres, and that kind of stuff. So the goal has always been to get you to try things that you normally wouldn't read. And maybe that way you discover a new author, discover a new subgenre that maybe it becomes kind of like a favorite. And that's been what people have said that it gives them, you know, where they discover, oh, well, I didn't know that I like alien romance or whatever it is. So yeah, that's kind of the intent to it. And just the Monopoly board makes it more of a game. So it's always fun to gamify things.
Yes, I'm team gamify things. So I love the fact that you did Romanceopoly. And look, you can take some, leave some, and you can roll it over to next year. So that's a fun thing with that. If you're still looking for a challenge, I have a summer reading challenge running. It's also in the guide. So once you download the guide, you will see the challenge in there. So there are 5 prompts: read a cozy mystery, a beach read, a book set in a relaxing location, a feel-good romance book, or escapist science fiction or fantasy. We were reading for the months of June, July, and August. So we're reading 5 books over those 3 months. However, if you're joining us in July or, you know, the tail end of July going into August, you don't have to read the 5 books. You can try and read 3. You can try and read 2, maybe just 1, whatever works for you. The good thing about the prompts is that they're open-ended. So, you know, like a beach read, what's a beach read? That's obviously very subjective, but you can just select what you consider to be a beach read. So it could be something set in a really nice location, great. It could be something more thought-provoking because people read different things at the beach, you know? Same thing for romance. What's feel good for you might not be for me. For example, some people love a good second chance romance. Some people are like, I don't go back. I leave my ex in the past. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna feel good for you. So whatever feels good for you, you know, give that one a go. So yeah, like I said, if you haven't already, download the guide, because you will find the challenge in there. It's just a one-stop shop. So just go to thesummerreadingguide.com and you can get that there. So I think we gave you guys lots to think about, or lots to do this summer. I mean, hell, from community theater that I just randomly discovered today to things you can do at home, to book recommendations we all shared, to shows. Hey, if y'all haven't watched White Lotus, you know, go watch White Lotus.
Join us and watch it together.
It's a summer. It's a very summer one, so it's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually had a question by Amal. Amal wants to know, is there a Discord or a bingo board? So I'm guessing maybe that's a Romanceopoly.
So for Romanceopoly, if you go to underthecovers.com, and at the top you go to the challenge, and that you can download the board. There is there's a Notion tracker. You can also track on Storygraph. We have the challenge set up on Storygraph if you want to use that there. There is also, inside of our community, you have access for free to the section where you can track within the community your progress with Romanceopoly. So those things, but you can certainly print out, there's printables with it. So you can certainly print that out, stick it in your planner. There is also a digital planner. So either you can download that and use it on your iPad or something, or you can print it out also. And also every single one of the board spots has like a little idea card. That's also a printable that you can have. So you can actually cut them out and write your book options in the back and have those kind of like to play with it. You know, I like to print everything out and like have my dice and roll and have a little piece. And I usually just pick like something that I can just stick with washi tape on the board. Actually, if you go on our channel and you look at previous years, probably like 2019 or 2020, probably 2019, we did more videos, but you can actually see our board and our rolling and whatever, all that stuff. So you can make it as fun as you want. Or if you stick it inside your planner, like literally take one of the cute paper clips or something and stick it with washi tape, and that kind of saves your spot with it. That's something else I used to do too.
I love that. That is so fun. I like when I can print stuff out and have something physical, especially if, you know, you spend so much time on your phone, and I know your Kindle doesn't really count, but sometimes, you know, like gadgets. So yeah. I like when you can just kind of like print it out. You can attach it to a board or even your reading journal. I think that is a great idea. So it's like it's in that one place and you can just pop it open and have fun. I like that.
Yeah, there's actually an actual full-size board that I got on Amazon one of the years. It was like $8 for the blank board, and it folds into 4 sections. And I literally had the image printed out nice and big, and I stuck it on there. So then I would just fold that over and like open it up like if it's a real game.
Wow. So fun. Oh my gosh. So you have activities. You have activities, you have things to do. And if you haven't already, because again, we're going to be here every Thursday, right? Catch the calendar. This is what's coming up every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I hope you'll join the 3 of us. Be sure to subscribe to all our channels. That way you'll know what's going on. When we go live, we'll be uploading stuff in between. We're doing other impromptu lives. So it's a great way for you to kind of stay connected with us. But again, you know, here's the calendar of what we have coming up, and we hope to see you at the next live. Anything else, ladies? Anything I'm missing?
No, we're excited to do this.
Yeah, I'm excited to get started.
All right, friends. Well, we'll see you at the next live. Bye.
Bye.